Hey everybody, how y'all doing this evening? I know it's about 100 and some degrees out there. I thought I'd get on here and see how everybody doing and see how is everybody staying hydrated. Y'all drinking a lot of juice, a lot of Gatorade, a lot of Powerade, and is y'all eating a lot of fruit? I wanted to get on here and talk about I guess I want to talk about being a teenager and being homeless and going to prison at that young age. First time teenagers going to prison and being homeless. Now, as y'all know, I don't know if I ever told y'all this or anything. I don't think I ever. I know I talk up on my life, but I don't think I really talked up on my life that much. Uh, so I'm gonna talk up on it today, and what I had to say is when I was coming out being gay, um, and stuff, my mama didn't accept me for who I was, and she didn't accept me being gay. So I left her house because I felt like that if you didn't accept me being gay, then you don't accept me. So I was a teenager that's out there homeless, living on the street, doing whatever, doing the almost, to survive, like stealing out of stores, just doing a lot. Um, I don't quite how to know how to say this because as you become when you homeless and you a teenager, you don't have no help helping you. You don't have nobody helping you. You don't have nobody there. So constantly you just basically just staying on the street, finding the next empty apartment building to stay in, the next friend house to stay in. You have to go from house to house. If y'all want to know the reason why I'm talking about this subject is because I was watching something this morning and it made me come to realize that maybe I should bring this subject up about me because it was it's so important that people think about what you do and what you do out of life. Everything you do out of life is consequences. It has some kind of consequences about whether you being homeless or whether you just you out there on the street and the police pulling you over and you going to prison. You know what I'm saying? Every kind of thing that you do is consequences, and you can't. And you gonna look back and realize what you do and what you did. This gonna be the time that you look back and say, "Dang, I wish I wouldn't have done that." Okay, dang, I wish I wouldn't have done this because you look back and you think about all the things that you had done when you was out there doing the unbelievable. I'm gonna say the unbelievable because at the end of the day, you wish now as you reach a certain age, you reach 40. When you reach 48, you reach 49, going on 50. You wish you wouldn't have had to done what you done. Maybe things wouldn't have turned out as the way you is, turned out the way they were, or turned out the way they is. Because teenage homeless and teenage prison is real. And I don't know what made me watch this because you got people out there constantly go to prison, constant and constantly and constant, and they homeless and they teenagers, and they go to prison. I mean, and you can be your first time going to prison, and then you get down there, you got to do what they tell you to do. You not eating what you want to eat no more. You eating 3 meals a day, And then also you have to realize too, yeah, you still you hustling in prison. You want to hustle because this food that you eating is not to your taste. It's not for you, and this is not what you like. And so uh you're not a name anymore. Your name is no longer like mine, Lantrea. You're going by a number now. TDC is what it's called, the Texas Department of Correctional. You have a number. When they come by your cell, that's why I say when you get arrested for being out on the streets and being homeless and trying to survive and trying to do the things you did, and when you go to jail for stealing or whatever you done, and they come by themselves, the first thing they gonna do is ask you your number. You a number. You in the system now. You understand what I'm saying? And it don't get it don't get better from here. It just get worse from here. But no, it's what you make out of it, because you can do the right thing, and you locked up, and you can take responsibility. Okay, you did this, but take in control of your life back, and do what them guards tell you to do, and rehabilitate yourself. I guess what I'm saying, go to school, get some kind of education, get something, so when you leave that prison system, you got something to back you up. Because if you don't have nothing to back you up, and all you doing down there is fighting, you're gonna be right back in there. And see, a lot of people don't realize this, and I think a lot of people don't understand. It don't matter if the judge give you a year in prison. It don't matter if the judge give you 2 years. Don't go down there with a mindset where you just got short term sentence, and you just gonna go down there and do what you and do the time that you want to time. Do your time the way you want to do your time. No, don't do your time the way you want to do your time. Do your time as productive. Don't be trying to get down there and get in no fights. Don't be trying to get down there and argue with nobody. I mean, I think the most thing I did, I called myself, and I thought it was stupid of me. I got down there, and I think the first time I got my case, I had a 2 year or 3 year sentence. I can't really remember, but I think it was 2 year. I'm gonna say 2 years. And then I seen this guy called this, and he had more time than me. He called himself like than me, but they wouldn't let him to go to general population. I had called a case for him just to go to close custody, which was stupid of me, because if I wouldn't have caught that case, I could have been home sooner than I would have thought. You see what I'm saying? Instead of me trying to um go home where my family at, or go home after I served my time, you know, I'm trying to stay down there and serve all my time instead of trying to go home on parole. And then come to realize it's not nothing wrong with going home on parole. You just don't want to be locked down. You just don't want to be you don't want to mind. You don't want to follow the rules. You know what I'm saying? You want to do what you want to do. And I think it was back in 2000 and no. I think it was back in 99 or 98 when I went back down to prison. I had to learn it. When I got out in 2008, I had to learn it. No, I think it was back in 2000 when I went back down again, and I got out in 2008. I had to learn that it's not what you want to do. You don't want these strict rules because you don't want to abide by no rules. You used to abide by your own rules, and that's why you in the trouble, and that's why you in the situation that you in now. I mean, because when I got out in 2008, I ended up staying in a halfway house. I don't like halfway houses, but I I knew that If I said when I got out that time I wasn't going back. And Lord behold, when I got out, I didn't go back, y'all. I stayed my butt out because I didn't want to live the rest of my life in the system, live the rest of my life in prison. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. You out there on them streets, living them streets, doing whatever in them streets, stealing whatever, you know, after you finally decide to get yourself together, do you know you begins to get a felony and it's hard for you to get an apartment. So you have to learn to stay out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? I always said trouble came towards me. I didn't bring trouble to me. But in reality, I did bring trouble into me because I wasn't listening to what people had to say. People was telling me, this is not for you. Don't go down this path. If I would have listened and went down that path, I probably would have never had no felonies. It probably wouldn't have been hard for me to get no apartment. It was hard for me to get an apartment because I wouldn't mind. I didn't mind. But again, it's just like I'm telling my people, my young children out there, my young brothers and sisters, uh, it's not worth it. It's not worth being homeless. It's not worth being going to jail or going to prison at a young age. I know sometimes we don't want to listen to our parents. Matter of fact, I know we don't want to even listen to our parents at all. We don't even want to be, and we don't want to listen to nothing they say. But at the end of the day, maybe what they saying to you, my young brothers and my young sisters, may be telling the truth. If they won't accept the fact that who you are or anything, get you some help. Get you some help from a preacher. Get you some help from anybody. But don't go out there and be reckless towards your life. That's not right. So, and that's not what is for you. You don't want that on your background. You don't want that in your future. But for that, I thank y'all for listening to what I had to say. And I'm gonna be back on here at 9 o'clock. Just remember, guys, y'all stay prayed up and remember what I'm telling you. Don't go out there and end up running away from home and being homeless and getting in a whole bunch of trouble. That's not for you. That's not the life that you looking for, and that's not the life that you need. All right, y'all. Bye bye.